We are here to just shit talk the shutdown and just talk about life and see what's happening in the world. Thank you to
I'm
everyone who's
excited.
joining us. It's madness out there.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
I saw you went to the Kimmel return when Jimmy Kimmel's show came back. What were the
I
vibes like in the
did.
room?
It was so celebratory,
Yeah.
honestly. And my store background for people that don't know, my dad worked security for Jimmy Kimmel for 10 years.
Oh, I
And
didn't know.
yeah, and so that's actually why I got to go because he still keeps in touch with a lot of that team there. And he has, when he retired, Jimmy gave him a rocking chair that says like you can rest now. It's the really beautiful gift.
Oh,
Yeah, it's in my parents' living room. Anyway, so yeah, the vibes there were really amazing. I mean, it was a celebration. People were so excited. We had a
mm,
dance party. The band was going crazy, and he got like a 4 or 5 minute standing ovation when he came out.
wow.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it was really incredible, and it felt different. It wasn't like
Mm,
just going to a late night show. It was like
right.
going to freedom.
We're at
You
like a
know, yeah,
moment. Yeah.
yeah, it was the moment. It was definitely like one of the events of the season for sure with his return. So I felt very honored that I got to be there.
What was the vibe in the audience like? Like, before he came out and did his monologue, were people thinking, like, what is he gonna say? I mean, I
Oh
had all
yeah.
my guesses about how he was gonna do it. Like,
Yeah, people were like, what's he gonna say? Is he gonna apologize? Is he just gonna go for it? Like
yeah,
all the chatter around, people didn't know. And I really thought everything that he said was spot on and he stuck true to himself and clarified things. And I just appreciated everything that he said. But we were definitely like, oh, what's he gonna do? What's gonna happen? Like this is a
yeah.
big deal. Yeah.
I saw you were there. I was like, okay, good. We'll get the tea from what
Yes,
happened.
yeah. It was a moment for sure.
I
For
was at
sure.
Kamala's book tour, I believe was the
Oh,
same night that night in New
wow.
York. Oh my
How was
God.
that?
I just love her.
Okay.
Unapologetically love. I've
Same,
been
same.
I've been riding for Kamala for a long time, and like, look, we don't idolize politicians here or whatever, but I think that she ran a wonderful. She's done the right thing a lot of times, more times than many. And even when I voted for Joe Biden, I wore a Kamala Harris for the People T-shirt. I was like, all right, if this is our way in, I guess this is how it's going to be. But
Yeah.
she's done so much for the gay community. She was the one who wrote the playbook when she was a prosecutor on how to prosecute people who were trying to use the trans panic defense and the gay panic defense, saying they killed
Oh,
somebody because they
wow.
were gay and they freaked out. So she's just done so much for my community that I get
Yeah.
people, have different feelings about her, but I'm like, it's hard for me to not see that as such a bright star.
Yeah,
But I
I
thought she did
agree.
really well. She did great. She had great answers. She seemed very relaxed. You definitely felt like you were in a moment because I mean, this time
Mm,
last year, I was the highest I'd ever been.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was so happy.
absolutely. I know. I was thinking about that, because I haven't actually had time to sit down and read her book yet, but I'm so excited to finally
Yeah.
do that. But I was thinking about just where we were a year ago, and it felt like the Obama years.
Yeah.
It felt like that level of hope and that level of excitement, and we really saw a future,
Mhm.
honestly. And I admire her so much. I think she is just a unbelievably beautiful, brilliant woman, and
Mhm.
I just want what's best for her, honestly. And so,
I do too,
I,
I
I
know.
I'm proud of her. I feel like proud, like you like a
Yeah,
like a proud mama bear. But I want to see her succeed in whatever she chooses to do, and I think that she's allowed to choose whatever she wants to do at this point. That's how I
I
feel.
don't so many people are like, "Oh, is she gonna run again?" I don't think she will. If she does, I mean, I'll be there for it, but
Yeah.
I'll get that tub of T-shirts right up out the basement. Oh my god, packing the day after the election, putting all the things in there, like, crying.
I
I'm a
know.
Buffalo Bills fan, so I'm pretty used
Okay.
to that, but I was like, oh, it felt just like that. I was like, "Oh god," putting it all away. But I think she has so much power outside of running for president. I think her election, this past campaign, showed us not just that the president is losing sort of like the dignity that it should
Mm,
have, the reverence you should have, the ability to give deference to that person, to
yeah.
lead the country. It's just not there anymore, especially with what Trump's done with it now and the way that the federal government has been destroyed. So I'm like, I don't know if for her taking on the emotional, physical, and financial and family labor of running for president again actually gives her more power than her just being a private citizen who knows the game.
I completely agree. I definitely think she has more influence, more power, and more value outside of
Mhm,
that office.
mhm.
Same with honestly how I feel about Michelle Obama. Like everyone's like, is
Yep.
she gonna run? I'm like, leave the girl
Never,
alone. She don't want nothing to do with that White House.
never. No,
She's
I when I
way more
interviewed
valuable outside.
Barack, like we're friends. When I interviewed President Obama for 2 seconds and I said something about the Michelle Obama running ever, he goes, "Look, there are 3 things that are certain: death, taxes, and Michelle Obama will never be running for office, not for dog catcher, not for president, not for school board, not for nothing. Never, never, never." I was like, "You know what?
No,
I believe
no.
it."
Absolutely, she's done. Leave that woman alone. I get it though. How can you not
Yeah,
love Michelle Obama?
of
But
course, and
she
she
ain't
would
going near
be
that. Yeah.
incredible, you know?
100%. 100%.
I'd love to her on, like, Supreme Court, can you imagine? She don't wanna put up with those shenanigans. If we
Oh
were getting a
no.
new court, yeah. But that's how I
No.
feel about Kamala right now. I think Kamala can
Yeah.
see both from the inside what went on, the sort of, like, dreamy-eyed part is over. That's part of the book too, being clear-eyed about what the fight ahead is. And the
Yeah.
other thing I love is, like, some people don't deserve her.
That
So,
part.
okay?
That part.
Some of y'all
Yeah.
don't deserve, her or Michelle Obama or many of the Black women. Stacey Abrams, sometimes I'm like, "Hmm, do you guys really deserve her?"
Right,
Like,
right,
because
right.
they're just so generous with their time, their intelligence, their commitment to public service, and then it's like, it's never enough, but these yahoos that
No.
run around fucking up everything constantly, and you guys give them chance after chance after chance. So I'm like,
And I'm also when I talk about that, because I love that you brought that up, it's like, what more do you want them to do?
"Yeah,
Like, just Black women in general, what more
right,
do you want us to do? But specifically them, I feel like and I don't think Stacey Abrams gets enough credit for how much work she has really put into this country. Like, I
mhm,
really think people don't realize how much that woman has done. But
mhm,
again, like you said, it's never enough. It's just
no."
never enough. There's always the goalpost is moved. "Oh, well, why didn't they do this? Well, they did this. Well, why didn't they do this?" It's like, when are you gonna be happy?
And
So,
boy,
yeah, I'm with you.
did they all did all the tricks too, right? They did all the things to appease the people that they were told they had to win over. Kamala Harris is out here talking about how to roast a chicken, right? She gave you female companion, how to take care of a home. She gave you auntie. She gave you everything. Stacey Abrams,
Everything.
same thing. She gives you smiles. She gives you hair. She gives you looks. Like, and it's never enough. And it's so
Yeah,
fucking maddening. It's
it
just
is. It is.
I Stacey Abrams is my comfort creator. I don't know if a lot of
Mm.
people will understand that because they think of, like, me as a comfort creator, like a
Yeah.
little news clown who's gonna make you
Yeah.
feel better, and that's my job in all of this, right? But I watch her because I'm like, I just feel so overwhelmed by how much information is out there, and if you watch
Mhm.
Stacey Abrams' content, she is an excellent content creator. She's like, "Look,
Wow.
there are 10 points to authoritarianism. We're at 6. Here's what those 6 are, and here's what the next 4 are. It's not too late to stop it."
She's
And I'm like, "You know what?
informative,
That
yeah.
makes me feel grounded, like, in
Yeah.
action." She's always
Yeah.
thinking.
See, my comfort creator is Tabitha.
Tabitha Brown?
Yes.
Yes!
She's
Well,
my
hello
comfort
there.
creator. Yes. She will make you feel no matter what kind of day you're having, she will
Look,
make you feel better. She's my
when
comfort
we were
creator.
shopping at Target, which we haven't been in, like, a
We
year
have
now, but
not.
when we were, I bought all her stuff.
Oh,
1,
yeah.
the clothes, the whole I bought it for my wife because she only made women's clothes. I was like she's like, "Where did this come from?" I'm like, "Tabitha Brown's collection for Target. Isn't it fun?"
So
Everything.
fun, vibrant, all of it. I have her cookware
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, the
yeah.
popcorn, everything. Yeah, I will support that woman till the day I die.
That and the Dolly Parton. I buy all the Dolly Parton cake
Oh my
boxes and all
gosh,
that
that's
business.
adorable.
Paris Hilton has a line of pots and pans out on Walmart right now. I will not be getting that,
Really?
but I love that for her. I love it for her, but I can't go all the way there with you, you know?
That's so funny. Are you a Wicked fan?
I am, yes, as a
Okay,
former
did you
musical theater girly, yeah.
okay, okay, because 'cause I'm a musical theater girly too. So Le Creuset is partnering with Wicked. I know. I was like, "Take all of my money." They haven't announced what it is, they just did a little teaser that they have a partnership with Wicked coming out, and I'm like, "This is the
Girl,
worst thing to happen to me."
they need to make, like, a sourdough pan or a Dutch oven or something so that I can sing, like, "I'm defying gravity as the bread rises," like,
It's gonna
I
be
need it
something, and it's
all.
gonna be amazing, and I can't wait, but I was like, "Oh, no, they're gonna take all of my money." This because it's, like, for the holidays coming up.
Oh,
I know. It's
all of
sad.
my money, all of it. Cynthia Erivo gets a lot of money from me anyway. I mean, I am forever her and Jinx Monsoon. If they're doing something, I'm coming to it. I was devastated that I couldn't see her as Jesus Christ Superstar because we were gonna
I
like
got to
fly
see
to
it.
LA to do it. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you
It was
die?
unreal. Yes, of course, absolutely.
Yeah,
And actually, I got to go to a private screening of Wicked earlier this year, and I took my daughter, and we got to meet her, and she's the sweetest thing, the tiniest thing, like
very tiny.
super, super tiny. So kind. She had a beautiful conversation with my daughter because my daughter's a huge
Oh,
Wicked fan. But her and Jesus Christ Superstar was like an out of body experience. I
that's what I
mean,
would
and
think.
I've seen that musical multiple times.
Yeah.
She's just, I don't think people understand how talented that woman is.
Mhm.
I mean, she's just so talented. Yeah, it was
The
an incredible experience.
the space she holds, if you will,
Yes.
holding
Yes.
space.
Yes. In that tiny little frame.
Oh my God, I know. I love people who are talented. I gotta say, don't you just love people who are just so talented?
100%. It
So
fuels me. It makes me so
I like
happy.
being in that persist network that we're in because every
Yes.
single person is so just fucking talented at one
Yeah.
thing or another.
Yeah.
Y'all are doing cool stuff too, aren't you doing? You're doing like lives and updates and stuff for them. And tell me what you're doing with
Yeah,
persist right now.
so
You're doing like a
yeah,
little
so
show
we
and everything.
yeah, so we just launched a new show called Women That Work, and it's all about women that are on the front lines leading organizations, leading movements, because a lot of people don't know the people that are doing the work behind the scenes to
Hmm.
stand up for democracy, to advocate for other people. And so I'm really excited to be spotlighting all these incredible women doing this work because people don't know and they need to know. And then you can find people to support and give to their organizations if you choose to do that. But I'm excited because I think that people need to be aware of people that are actually doing the work because we're always seeing is the bad stuff and the
Hmm.
things being taken away. But let's start championing and spotlighting the people that are actually fighting for democracy. Yeah, so I'm
Folks are
excited about that.
so desperate for that, right? They need to, we call it like a new phone a friend or a new safe friend, like when we introduce a new creator or something. Who are some
Mhm.
of the folks that you're getting to talk to right now?
Oh gosh, I mean, I'm talking to a lot of faith-based people because I'm executive
Yeah.
director of the New Evangelicals, and so we're doing a lot of work like fighting Christian nationalism and resisting that because that's taking over, right? So even tomorrow, like I'm talking with Ben Kramer. I know that we have
Hmm.
John Fugelsang that is
Oh my
coming on
God,
the New
he's great.
Evangelicals podcast. He's amazing. We just did a podcast with Monty Mader for the New Evangelicals, who's a really
Love.
great Brian Recker, Christian Smith, Jamar Tisby. I mean, there's some amazing voices that have been platformed specifically with the New Evangelicals and that I've talked to on my personal platforms as well
Mm,
that people need to be following because they're the ones that are not only showcasing hope in these times, but giving you actual and factual information so that
mhm.
you can go out into your circles and start having these conversations on what we can do next. So they're just really important voices and I love all of them.
We didn't plan to talk about it, but can we talk about the New Evangelicals for a quick sec?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So this is what I'm seeing. Like I grew up Catholic, right? Because New England, that's what you do. And then I was like really into it. I loved the saints. I loved the music and the drama, and I loved
Love
like
it.
the show. I loved the theater of it all. I didn't love the
Yes,
organization necessarily or like any of the bad shit they were doing. But my
I
own
got you.
personal experience in the little pew with the stained glass windows and the music was a very positive one. And I then you grow up and the church became so difficult and toxic to me and very like, you don't belong here and here's all the things that are wrong with you. And I just felt so many people our age really being like, I don't know, do I have to go to the same place every week and meet with people who I know hate me? And like, how am I supposed to worship in that
Mm,
way? And then we saw the period of deconstruction. So many people going through the deconstruction of like if you grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s church. And now I feel like we're seeing people come back to finding their faith, but rebuilding it in a way that it doesn't have all the ick in it, but it's not
yes.
quite universalist, right? Like, because I've also tried that and I'm like, this is too freewheeling. There are no rules. And now I don't know what to do and feel panicked every week. I mean, I'm just being honest. I've
No, you're
tried.
being 100% honest. That is
And then
so
I
funny.
panic about if I'm like, enough of everything, it's a freak out, but
Right,
I'm like, "Okay."
right.
But you're doing great work on this new evangelicals thing, talking about, like, bringing back that it's okay to have faith. You don't have to have all the ick with it though, right? Like, tell me more about that project.
100%. Yeah, I mean, it's really just reclaiming Christianity again and
Mhm.
really just staying focused on what Jesus taught, which by and large is very, very simply love God and love others, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how we made it this big, complicated thing. And so we're just really envisioning a world where Christianity isn't used as a weapon, isn't used as a way to hurt people and try to take their rights away. And we are providing a lot of just content and resources. And we have our own community space outside of the meta sphere
Mm-hmm.
called TNE Connect, where people can meet like-minded people. A lot of the people in the community have deconstructed, are reconstructing now,
Mm-hmm.
finding their faith and realizing like, oh, I can love God and love Jesus without hearing that I'm this horrible sinner that is going to go to hell if I don't do these certain specific things. So the organization is really just built on love, honestly, love and empathy and guiding people in a way that makes them feel whole and not
Mm-hmm.
broken, which I think is what a lot of what the church talks about is that you're this broken human being that needs to be
Mm-hmm.
fixed. And that's not the case. God loves you as you are. Yeah.
I hated the hate the sin, love the sinner thing. I was like, girl, I
Oh my
don't feel like
God.
you're actually me. I didn't ask for any of this. Like, isn't there something also in there about not judging other people's sins? Like, who
Right.
gets to decide?
It's wild.
I
It's
had a lot of
wild, wild,
questions.
wild.
I also was not aware that there was a difference between Catholic and Christian until college because, again, you grow up like in your small little town. There's no other
Sure.
thing except for what it was. And I remember thinking that the wearing of the crucifix was like a big deal. Like, there's
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
imagine.
crucifix wearing. And I was like, how did they come up with that? Because isn't that like the weapon of destruction? Like, we have these little things, right? I still, because, me, my mom,
Yeah.
and sister all have, we have like the little saint medals and whatnot.
I
And I'm
love
like,
it.
okay, I get that. But when you see Caroline Levitt with that big cross, I'm like, girl, way to remind people of Jesus' like worst day. Okay, there were so many other days. Like, we need like a little. I loved the fish, the
Oh
Jesus
my
fish. I was like,
gosh. Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
abundance,
yeah. Right,
empathy.
right, right. It's so funny. I saw a meme the other day when it was like, if you see, and it was like Caroline Levitt, Pam Bondi, and I think it was Kellyanne Conway. It was like, if you
Oh,
see one
sure.
of these and then wearing a cross, they're about to just lie to you.
They're about to say some
Say
terrible
some
things.
terrible things. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Maybe that's why
gosh.
they wear
Yeah.
the cross, because Jesus was already ascended. Maybe he can't hear them. If
Um,
they pick something from the earlier days, that's invoking a younger Jesus, a more present Jesus.
There's something to that.
I
There's
don't
something to
know.
that.
This
Yeah.
is all
Yeah.
blasphemous. I'm completely off the rails now.
I mean, look, for
The
me,
world is.
and the world is completely off the rails, but I fully believe, and this is what we're doing also at New Evangelicals. We believe in religious freedom. We believe that
Yeah.
anybody should express what any form of belief that they have, even if you have no beliefs, right? The point
Hmm.
is that you shouldn't be treating people like you know what. And you should be leading with love always. Like,
Hmm.
if what you're believing is not bringing you to be a better person, rethink those beliefs. If
Hmm.
what you're believing is bringing you to only be about who you're against and not
Hmm.
who you're for, then you need to rethink those beliefs. And that's obviously what we're seeing specifically with this administration and the people that follow is like it's all about who they're against. Who are
Hmm.
they advocating for? Who are they showing up for? Who are they trying to help? That is what's driving me crazy. Who are you trying to help these days? Not a
I do
single person.
I do wonder, if MAGA will maybe put the reins on some of the toxic Christianity stuff, because it's like you could see that people aren't largely comfortable with the way that the politics and the church have crossed over. Most people understand there
Sure.
should be a separation, and like it's better if there's a separation. Do you think if there's any benefit to the Trump administration, it might be that people do step away from the structure and find their own independent ideas and don't just follow the quite literal golden calf?
Right. I mean, if we're gonna talk about a benefit, sure, maybe.
Sure.
Like, if you're trying to
I'm
see
in
the
it now.
rainbow,
I'm looking for
the
silver
silver
linings
lining, yes.
everywhere.
Yeah, I know, yeah, if you're seeing the silver lining, sure, I think that that could be part of it. You could also say that we're getting exposed more to hateful rhetoric that people are
Mhm,
surprised by and trying to separate themselves from. I think it
mhm,
has, unveiled a lot of things that people may have been ignorant to,
mhm,
oblivious to.
mhm.
And so yeah, if we're looking for the positive, I think that that is definitely could be on the list. But it's a short list of positives.
I know. I've only been thinking so much about religion lately because Candace Owens said that Charlie Kirk had been praying the rosary and he was going to become Catholic, and that's just something she says. I don't know if it's true or not.
She
But
says a
that
lot.
She says a lot, but that becomes a major threat, right? Because the Catholic Church is historically been like an annihilator of Protestants and other religions. And so I'm like, okay,
Right.
were they worried about, because JD Vance has got the like technocrat Catholic thing going on. Like you're seeing some of Gen Z go to be like, I want to be the original Christian, which they think is like Catholic for some reason.
Hmm.
Still showing your shoulders in church, babes. We can't do that. You can't do the veil and the shoulders, all right? We need like a these kids got to go to CCD and get a if you want to get in.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
CCD if you want to be with me, I guess. I don't know. But I am watching this kind of like odd rebuilding of the Catholic Church in the idea of like some people are aesthetic Catholics and they're becoming it that
Mm,
way. And some people are like genuinely kind of be like, hey, what I learned as a kid, I don't love all of it, but maybe some of it in the community part was pretty good. I do wonder how the Charlie Kirk moment is going to factor into which lane people go into and how they
yeah.
feel about
Yeah.
joining a certain lane. Because I know for like a lot of my friends, when we watched the memorial, I think that's great if his wife wanted to forgive that man who killed her husband. But I turned to my wife and I was like, if you ever forgive anybody for even leaving me a bad comment, I'm gonna haunt you. I don't want that. Like, maybe it was
Great
too
for
soon or
her.
something. But
Not
people are
for
like,
you.
I don't know. Am I supposed to like forgive that much? I don't know if I'm quite there.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, look, and I know a lot of people had thoughts about
Sure.
that memorial service. I say that loosely.
Yes.
But I do think regardless of what you believe, it does take strength to say that.
Sure.
And I know people have thoughts about that. I do think it takes strength to just stand up there and say it.
Mhm.
Now, since then, it's been questionable how she actually feels, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
from if my husband died and was killed in that way, you would not see me for like a year.
For a long time. Well, that was the thing. I was like, it reminded me of when Anita Bryant got pied in the face. Anita Bryant, notorious Christian evangelical of the 70s, very toxic woman, very
Mhm.
hateful to the gays, and she got a pie in the face. And immediately the man sitting next to her was like, forgive him, Anita, let's pray for him, Anita. And it's like the girl still had pie on her face. Like, you're just
Right.
not giving women enough time to process what's been done to them. And I think that it just, that's like the part of the church that scares me sometimes still. I'm like, oh
Mhm.
boy, are y'all ready yet? Or you still have men yelling, forgive him when you still have pie on your
Yeah.
face?
Ooh.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Spooky
yeah, yeah.
stuff. This is the
Mm.
things I think about. What else can we talk about? Let's see. We did politics and religion. Should we talk about
Anything culture? Because I know you
cult-
like your little pop culture stuff.
okay. Taylor Swift's album is coming out tomorrow. I have problems and questions, friend.
Okay, what are your problems and questions?
Look, I have been white knuckling this ride with Miss Taylor Allison Swift for years, okay? And I have been like, no, 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 it's good. It's a good ride. And I'm not sure it's a good ride
Oh,
because
no.
how do you go from the lyrics of like fuck the patriarchy to the rumors that on this album, one of the songs is like called dickmatized, or like a
See,
lyric
I
is
didn't
about
know
being
that.
dickmatized.
Ooh, so she's getting into her saucy era.
I said, girl, by Travis Kelsey? Like,
Oh my god.
come
Oh my
on.
god. Oh my god.
He's a,
I
I
know, I
have,
know,
I'm a
I know.
lesbian, so I have very strong thoughts about men. But that
Uh,
one in particular, I have a lot of
I'm not,
questions
and I
about.
still have very strong thoughts about men,
You
so it's fine.
know?
I have a good husband, but I get you.
Well, see, you
And
got
it's
your good
funny.
husband, though. Now we get
I
to judge
did.
all the other men. He's the only good one. Your husband and my dad. That's it. That's all we've got.
It's so funny though, because my husband's from Kansas, so he always for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's never liked Travis Kelsey, like,
No,
ever. He's never
no,
liked him, and I didn't know who he was, obviously, until Taylor Swift started
right?
dating him, and he was like, "Ugh, she's dating that guy?" Like, he was like, "Ugh."
He's like the spare brother. Like Jason Kelsey's great. He's the good
That's
older brother,
funny.
and Travis is the one who just rode his brother's coattails straight into whatever this is. But
We'll
it comes
see,
out
and that
tomorrow. We'll
yeah,
see.
I'm very intrigued, I will say. Also, I thought that their engagement was interesting.
Oh
Did you see
yeah.
the pictures?
Yes.
It
Oh,
was
of how
just
like dramatic, how like album cover it was.
It was like an album cover. I was like, "Okay,
It was a performance.
who made this installation?"
Yeah.
I mean, the
Colin Cowie,
flowers, the
probably.
art, dude, oh my gosh,
Probably that
it
looked
was
like
something
Colin
else.
Cowie's work to me. Celebrity floral designer.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So we'll see. I'm interested to just hear. I hadn't heard anything about the album. I don't like to have like I don't even watch trailers for movies sometimes. I just like,
Oh,
let's go see this. Yeah, I'm that type of person. So we'll see. We'll have to reconvene and then see what the album's like.
someone in here has a good point that says Sabrina Carpenter's album had a song called Tears, and it was totally different than what people thought it was going to be.
Hmm.
So maybe Dickmatized is a warning song about not getting. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Taylor to have something that the title's
It's
different from what the actual lyrics are. So we'll see. We'll see. She
I
she she
I
comes through. She does.
I just she does. I just researched too much, and then I was like, "When's the first time anybody accused her of being dickmatized?" And it was when she was dating Matty Healy, and it was a Black publication that reported that she was being dickmatized by a racist. And I was like, "Did she
Mm,
remember that from that time?" And now it's sort of like coming back. I don't.
maybe.
I
Which
girl,
also, can we
I
talk about
can't.
how silently that breakup happened? And like it just was never addressed that he was a horrible person. I was
It's
found that really fascinating.
it just like yeah. That was a that's why I'm saying it's a white knuckle ride with Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, and I don't
Yeah.
know if I could be on it anymore. I'm elderly now. I have braces. I have other obligations and uncomforts that I have to deal with.
Elderly.
I am
You're not
elderly.
elderly.
I'm
Oh my
ever so much more than 20.
Well, I feel elderly because yesterday, I don't know if you saw, it was NSYNC's 30-year anniversary.
No.
I was like, I feel personally attacked by this post. So maybe
Oh,
we are
boy.
elderly. I
We
was
are.
like,
My wife
30
saw
years?
it's been 30 years. My wife saw Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, and she said it
Oh my
delivered
gosh.
just like you would imagine a millennial act would deliver, you know?
Sure, sure. But it can't be. I'm like still 25, so I don't know what they're talking about.
I am exactly 27. I don't know. Sometimes I'm 34, certainly not 43.
I wouldn't have guessed 43, so you're good.
43. Yeah, I have no children and I'm gay. So this is the trade you make.
I have 2 children, but I'm Black, so
See, we all have a skill. God gives his most beautiful skin to his most challenged warrior.
listen, it's a trade-off. If I gotta deal with all this stuff, give me good skin.
I'm going to tell you though, I was raised by gay men and Black women. Those were like my mom's
Love it.
friends and the people around. And so I think that I just like learned how to act or something. And I'm
I
really
love it.
grateful. I mean, it
I
could have
love
gone the other way. A white girl growing up in Connecticut, it could have been terrible, awful. Thank God we grew up kind of like,
it.
in a small town where my
Progressive
grandma
and
worked.
yeah, I
My
love it.
grandma
I
was
love it.
Albanian. She didn't trust any white people. She was like, fuck those fascists, all of them.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, get you the right kind of racist grandma. A racist grandma against white people. She's like, "I
There's
don't
a
trust
there's a
them. They're so dangerous. They always wanting so much to do. Like, can't you just be
so
happy?"
so what's your ethnic background?
Albanian and Irish. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
it is what it is. I guess
Yeah.
there was one white man she wasn't too worried about.
Well, the Irish had a rough time here for a while too.
It it is. Yeah, we definitely come from a place of like my girl was like, "Don't be too much, okay?" One of my favorite things my mom taught me, she was like, "Don't add to it, don't take away from it. Just run middle of the pack, okay? We don't need to be out here being crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be too showy." And then I did this. So, I don't know, I should
And here
probably
you
call
are,
her.
thriving. I love it. No, you're doing
Well, tell folks where they can find you because we only got like 2 more minutes, and then speaking of
yes.
white people from New England, Elizabeth Warren is calling me to talk about the shutdown. So,
Yes, I love it. We love Elizabeth.
we
People need to
do.
listen to her more. People really
She
need to
was
listen to
good.
her more.
She's another one. She's so smart, but people see her as like, that kid who got all straight A's in school, and they're like, "Oh, you're a nerd." And it's like the nerds were right.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We'll tell her hi.
Um,
Yeah, you follow me on my Substack here. I write often about politics, culture, faith-based lens as well. On Instagram and TikTok, just at Melinda Hale. And if you're interested in learning about the nonprofit organization that I'm the executive director of, it's called the New Evangelicals. You can go to thenewevangelicals.com.
yeah. We'll have to do like a group faith service or something because it wasn't until I brought one of my Christian friends to Catholic church and they were like, "Where are the Bibles?" I was like, "Oh, the priest will tell you what they say." That she was like, "Oh, you don't read them?" I'm like, "No. They're going to tell you what it says."
That's actually very interesting.
Yeah. At least my Catholic
Huh.
church didn't have Bibles in the pews. They were like, "We'll tell you what it says."
Wow. And you see my mouth, I'm like,
Yeah, so much to learn, so much to learn.
wow. Yeah, we always had
Yes.
Bibles in the pew. So anyway, this was great. You're amazing. I
I'll
loved
talk to you
chatting with
soon.
you.
Bye, friends.
Yes. Bye.